Hi everybody, this is the website boy again with another great tutorial, and we're gonna be finishing with the loops, and I just want to talk to you about the last loop, and it's called a do while loop. All right, it's a little different. The syntax is different than it's organized different than the while loops, and I want to show you exactly how it works. You would probably never use it in your life. Maybe you would probably use it once or twice, but it's not something that is very common, but you need to learn it anyway. So let's do a save as on this file here, and let's call it 36, and let's call it do while JavaScript do while loops. Save. Now the syntax, the words are the same mostly. Let me just take that off from. It's just organized differently. All right, and all loops have basically the same concept. They just like I said, structured differently. So this is a while loop. I'm gonna stop alerting this because I don't want to, but you can say that this is the code will go there, right? Now the do while is different in the sense that it doesn't have to go around once or the first time to actually execute the code, right? So let's say, for example, I have a variable called I, and I is equal to, let's initialize the loop, and let's call it counter. Let's do counter. Let's do the same thing as we did on the other loops. And the do while loop does something before it goes around. So it's gonna execute a code something before um, you get inside the loop, right? So let's say do, right? And then we can go ahead and say, you know what? First time around. No, actually not around. Hey, hey, I'm doing something before going around, right? So we do something before we started doing anything else, like incrementing or testing the condition. So next thing after this, we need to increment that counter. Make sure that you always increment that. And now, once we finish all this, then we test a condition. So while counter is equal or the same to 5, for example, then we do something, then we finish it with a semicolon there. You see how different that is than the while loop? Well, right now we have a counter variable on top, that's the same, but then here, instead of testing the condition before we do anything, we are actually doing, that's what the do while does. We do something which is alert before we test the condition. So we alert, increase the counter, and then we test the condition at the end. What is this going to produce? Well, let's see what it's going to do. Refresh. Let's open this in the browser. Hey, I'm doing something before going around. Hey, I'm doing something before. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. 6. Actually, I think it was 5. Actually, 6 because we do one here, and then we do 5 more times. So as you can see here, let's do it again. Let's actually display this just to prove that that's what it does. Let's display the counter. The counter is gonna go around 1, 0. Actually, it's gonna do first. This is the first 0, and that is not getting increased. Now it will 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. So it did go 6 times because the 0 is worth 1 time. All right. So it does go 6 times because now if we do this 7, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. As you can see, it goes around. So it does something before it starts testing this condition. So keep that in mind. If you take something from this tutorial, take that. If you want to do something before you test a condition with a loop, then use a do while loop. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope that this was able to show you something new today, And I hope that you keep supporting me like you always do. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and hopefully you are subscribed to my channel. If not, do it right now. I provide very good tutorials, I think. And well, what can I say? It was a pleasure. Let's go ahead and do the next tutorial.